Hello, my name is Jim Park, and I'm here to give an evaluation of the Ecells 1500-watt all-wheel drive e-bike. This is basically a detailed overview of the bike. If you want to see someone riding the bike, you can go to the Ecells website and see Micah gives a very excellent overview of riding the bike. Mine is more of a detailed overview. I've had the bike for about 5 months now. I have about 1,500 miles on it, and I thought I would prepare my review of the bike to help you understand more about it. So let me share my screen now and get into the review. So these are my 7 areas I'm going to be covering briefly. My personal introduction, the unique all-wheel drive hybrid, outstanding features, battery, bike performance, riding experience on various terrains, epic rides, and the final grade. So my personal information, I grew up in Petaluma, California, which is a little town 40 miles above San Francisco. I rode a bike a lot when I was younger. I came down to Los Angeles and I pastored. I am a pastor. I pastored in Los Angeles for 25 years. Part of that was over by the coast, and I had a road bike. Part of it, I was over by the mountains, so I had a mountain bike. So I have experience both on the road bike and mountain bike. I then moved out to Asia, where I was a professor for 12 years. I've come back, and now I live in North San Diego County in Escondido, and that's where the review took place. I'm 6 foot, 165 pounds. I'm 71 years old. My fitness level is fairly high. I can ride a bike 100 miles, a road bike. I did walk 52 miles about a year ago in one day. I'm just telling you that because I tend to be quite fit, but having said that, having an e-bike tends to narrow the range between fitness and non-fitness, obviously, because all you need is a little bit more pedal assist, and you're going to beat me down the road. I don't care how much in fitness I am. So that's a little bit of my numbers. I tend to be a little lighter than most people and a little bit more fit. So to me, the Ecells e-bike, people say, well, it's 95 pounds. So is it a heavy bike or is it a lightweight motorcycle? And I tend to describe it to people that this Ecells 1500-watt Monarch bike is a lightweight motorcycle because certainly it is a very heavy bike. A mountain bike normally weighs, a Santa Cruz carbon fiber bike weighs about 30 pounds, but a 125cc motorcycle is going to weigh over 200 pounds. So the Ecells bike is about 95 pounds, which kind of makes it more in the heavy bike range. But the thing that the Ecells bike can do that the bike and or the motorcycle can't do, first of all, it's all-wheel drive. That's what makes it so unique, because bicycles are not all-wheel drive, motorcycles are not all-wheel drive. Number two, you can go further, much further you can on a regular bike, especially, you know, if you're 25, 30, 35 years old and you're tremendously fit, yeah, you can take some of these rides. But if you're like me, who are older, I can only dream of going on some of the rides that I'm going to tell you about. And so it can go further than a regular bike, and it can go where a motorcycle can't go, because motorcycles can't go off-roading on fire trails, for instance. They are banned in many places, but you can take an e-bike and have pedal assist and go far in the wilderness if you choose so to do so. Outstanding features, obviously it's all-wheel drive, and the best way that I can describe all-wheel drive, it carries you up the hill. It doesn't push you up the hill. It doesn't pull you up the hill. It carries you up the hill. And by the way, I'm always pedaling my bike. I feel that I'm in better control if I'm pedaling instead of I'm using the throttle. The only time I use the throttle is to start up. And I really do appreciate the throttle is very sensitive, and I can start up slowly and then start pedaling, as to me is a more safer way to start the bike. And then also when I'm in very technical terrain in the mountains, I like to use the throttle because, again, it's very sensitive and I can focus on picking my way through the more technical part of the rides. It has excellent brakes. very good shifting, adequate suspension, especially paired with the 4.5-inch tires, has excellent accessories, and it has outstanding attention to detail. These are just some of the details and the features of the bike. Where you put the air in and the front shock actually says air, very, very nice. Has a very good back pack here. You put on the back of the rack. I really appreciate that. How Dave has integrated the second battery with a carrying rack is by far the best battery, second battery that I've seen integrated on an e-bike. The handle grips are more like motorcycles, are very comfortable. Dave has provided a backlight integrated into the battery, very excellent. And what I really like and appreciate is the constant on USB battery charger from the battery to charge your iPhone or your lighting. This is an outstanding feature, which I really like. I could go on and talk about many of the other details, but they all add up to very outstanding value and features on the bike. Very important when you read battery bike performance, how far and fast can I go under the same conditions? So I did real world testing about how far I could go or how fast I could go. And first of all, I tested the speed. So I put it on 9 assist, which is the highest assist. I still pedaled again because I like the control of the bike. And I was able to go 31 miles in just over an hour around a closed circuit. It was around about a 2-mile radius. It had a bike lane, so I felt safe. And so if you want to go as fast as you can on the bike, it's going to go a little over an hour and 30 miles. And it's a fun ride. It's a fast ride. But if you want to go to point A to point B and pedal to the metal, expect a little over an hour and 30 miles an hour. On the other hand, if you want to stretch out your ride and only go on pedal assist 1, I went about around the same circuit. I did a couple little side trips. I was able to go 90 miles in 6 hours. That's about 15 miles an hour. And so I was able to stretch it out. So to me, I can honestly say on a flat road with a little bit of pedal assist, you can go anywhere from 30 miles to 90 miles. And what I like about that this bike is so well engineered. It is not only one of the fastest e-bikes on the market, it also has one of the longest distances you can travel on an e-bike on the market. And that's really an accomplishment that I don't think too many other e-bikes can make. My riding experience on it briefly, although it looks like an off-road bike and it can be ridden off-road very successfully, it can be a road warrior. And I usually have the tire pressure 12 in front, 16 in back. I replaced the mirrors on it. Dave gives good mirrors, but the mirror cycle mirror is very excellent. I feel confident that I know who's around me if I have a mirror cycle rear view mirror. Lights are essential, and Dave has that in the front and back. And I do have a better seat on it. I have an ergon seat, which is quite outstanding for my longer rides. Even without bicycle pants, I'm able to be really pretty comfortable. It's outstanding on the beach with its all-wheel drive. You can get through very thick, loose sand. When you get on the more hard-packed sand, it's outstanding. It's a wonderful ride. I live about 12 miles from the coast. I can ride my bike out there. I can then go on the sand all I want and ride it home. So that's a very refreshing multi-surface, multi-terrain experience that I can have anytime that I want. Up in the mountains on the fire roads, on the dirt, it's a very outstanding and fun fire road bike. The tire pressure I lower to 9 in front, 12 in the back. I also lower the seat going downhill to put me more in the center of gravity in the bike. And it's really a lot of fun going downhill with a little lower tire pressure and a lower seat. As far as technical trail riding, I did give it to one of my friends who has a $6,000 Santa Cruz 30-pound carbon fiber bike. And he said, Jim, this is like wearing concrete boots and trying to dance ballet. What was he saying? He was saying, on really technical riding, or steep downhill riding where you're going kamikaze, this bike is just not made for that. Now, I have gone up technical sections of a bike and gone down them very easily, and it takes some experience because you are handling a heavy bike, so you have to be careful, especially under pedal assist. But you can go up fairly technical sessions, but you have to be careful because of the weight of the bike and not be over enthusiastic with the pedal assist. I want to tell you about two epic rides that I did recently. One was a ride from Escondido, where I live, up to Julian and back. That was 101 miles, a 6-hour ride, 7,500 feet. You see the elevation in the lower right. I started just below 1,000 feet and I went above 4,000 feet. That was about 5,000 feet total elevation gain. I did that on a single charge. Then I brought my battery with me. I mean, I had one charger with me. I charged up for about 2.5 total hours, and then I was able to ride home. And so that was an epic ride that I could never do with my own legs on my road bike. And that's a ride I'll never forget, and perhaps I'll do it again. Another epic ride that I did was a mountain ride. You see the two large mountains on the lower right again. I rode up Mount Wilson, which is about a 10-mile all uphill ride. I did that in about 1 hour and 13 minutes. When I got to the top of the hill, that's all dirt. I charged my battery. This time I bought 2 chargers because I asked Ecells, can I put 2 chargers, one on the front, one on the back? They said yes. So I bought another charger, and now I was able to charge at a restaurant. They allowed me to charge now up both batteries at once for about 1 hour. I got another 40% charge of battery. And then I was able to go on the road to Mount Lukens, which is another high mountain in the San Gabriel Mountains. I got on the fire road. I went on the top of Mountain Lukens. I went all the way down fire road till I hit Angeles Crest Highway again. And then I was able to bicycle back to my car. This is a 46 miles, 7,500 feet elevation gain in about 4 hours. It was an epic ride. I only had gone up Mount Wilson 1 time in my life. Mount Lukens, I'd only gone up 2 times in my life. And because of the e-bike, I was able to go up both mountains on the same day. It was an epic, epic ride, and one that I really enjoyed and really fulfilled a dream of mine to go up those 2 mountains in 1 day. Since I am a professor, let me give a grade for the bike. First of all, innovation, fit, finish, detail, accessories gets a clear A. Car replacement around town as far as range, speed, and carrying capacity, it gets an A. You know, we had gas wars or gas shortage in the 70s. You couldn't find gas. I would be very comfortable having this bike as a replacement for my car if I couldn't drive my car. Looks is an A. You know, I just happened to have my bike out today briefly, and 2 people stopped me, 2 groups of people stopped me. Wow, that's a great looking bike. Everywhere I go, people say, that's a fantastic looking bike. I have the black with the gold rims. It's very fantastic. People love the looks, the integration of the batteries, etc. It is a fantastic looking bike. It gets an A. Fun factor is an A. Going from here to the beach or here to the mountain without changing tires or anything, just lowering the pressure. It is a fun factor A bike. Service is an A. I called e-bike for a couple of things. They were immediately responding. They sent me out something. I got it a day and a half later. It was really outstanding. I really do appreciate their service. As far as multi-terrain vehicle, yeah, it is heavy. It can't go up technical trails, but it is very adequate for most trails that people will go on. Room for improvement. Well, of course, there's always room for improvement. The only little nitpicking thing I can say is that the assist level on the monitor is in red, and sometimes that's hard to read in full daylight. Otherwise, I think the bike is really fantastic and has lots of features that I found to be useful. Value for the money, A-. While we always think things should cost a little less, but when you consider e-bikes are anywhere from $1,500 to $13,000, And this all-wheel drive e-bike with dual batteries, dual suspension, is in the mid $4,000 to $5,000 range. I think it has outstanding value for the money. Finally, this is a picture of Dave and I. I went out to Rump, Nevada, where he's located. He was very gracious to give me a test drive on the e-bike, and we took our picture together. And so I really do appreciate Dave. He really has designed a really wonderful, very well-designed, well-engineered, well-detailed e-bike that I've enjoyed and I plan to enjoy for years to come. Well, that's my overview of the e-bike that I bought from Ecells. If you'd like to contact me about any further questions, I'm happy to talk with you. My email is jimpark, JIMPARK @mac.com. I hope we all keep safe on the road. God bless you, and look forward to seeing you on the road with an e-bike or a regular bike. God bless. Bye-bye.